putting on display.
Oh, yes, you do. What's up, everyone? Yeah, this event is a very creative and unique, so everyone gets to show their own style. So this is going to be great to watch.
So we've obviously got some huge stars in the mix, but they're just trying to earn their way into the finals. As we look back at our Road to X Games qualifier just a couple of months ago, Heymana Reynolds absolutely slaying that bull, Bob.
Yes, and he ended with this kickflip to butt ride here, snapping his board, just ripping in Boise, making his way into the main event here at X Games.
And he would be the favorite potentially if not for Alex Sorgente, who's looking for a third straight gold medal, Bob.
Not easy to do at a park contest. You know, it's all different. See this course, this was last year's event, and it's just, well, there you go. There's the two-peat, looking for the three-peat. Alex Sorgente on a tear.
Well, as we said, Sorgente trying to make it 3 in a row. Let's see if this year's park course lends itself to Alex's style in this course preview.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Alex Sorgente. We're out here at X Games Minneapolis 2019, checking out the brand new course made just for this year. Super hyped to be out here. The course is looking super sick. We got so many different obstacles you can ride. This type of skateboarding, I think the judges are really looking for speed, how much power you have, how much flow you have, and obviously the trick selection that you do. You gotta skate fast, do big airs, long grinds, and you gotta incorporate a lot of really cool tricks too, you know, so just try to do all of that and make it into just one run and do the best that you can. Hey, hope you guys like the course preview. Make sure you check out the park contest. It's gonna go down. Maybe I'll get that three-peat. Let's get it.
Love that, all shot on an iPhone. We're getting ready to set it off. Semifinal number 1 here in the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park. And there's a look at that course. Of course, it's designed brand new each and every year here at X Games Minneapolis. The fans have invaded, and we're ready to set things off. Our first competitor making his X Games debut, Colin Graham.
Colin Graham, he was out in Boise, got his spot out there in the Road to X, and he's here starting it off.
Yeah, he was actually the guy to get that final qualifying spot, and at 22 years old, he's actually the oldest competitor in this field, Bob.
Wow, right on. Well, it takes those young legs. Oh, just jumping off there on a basic trick. Just kind of threw himself off there, just getting warming up his legs.
So Colin kicked things off, but a look at our start list for heat number 1. Yvonne Federico getting ready to drop in. Jake Wooten, Heymana Reynolds, Corey Juneau, and Alex Sorgente. We got a heater of a first semifinal heat.
Going for the jugular right off the spot, right off the bat, just going for that kickflip, backside grab over the spine. Weird trick choice there.
A look at our format. We've got 12 skaters divided into 2 heats of 6, each one getting an 18-minute jam session. Score comes down to overall impression, then the top 3 from each heat will be moving on to the final. Here's Jake Wooten.
Jake is highly creative, improvises, adapts. Look at that transfer up into the spine. Going for the 360, frontside disaster, fakie ollie in. Jake's been climbing the rankings here, doing better and better every event. Has potential to win pretty much every event. All these guys, I mean, the level is insane. Alex definitely has a run for his money. Oh, going down on the door gap.
And Bob, a bit of news. Every athlete in this 12-man semifinal was born after the first X Games in 1995.
Okay, so I was skating X Games before these guys were born. That's cool.
First time discipline in X Games history to feature a full field younger than the X Games itself. Welcome to the future. Heymana Reynolds, our top-ranked qualifier out of Hawaii.
Amplitude, power, just goes for it. Has to adapt. Every one of these park courses is different. And this one in particular, where you got to skate with the BMX guys, and so you have to adapt for all. Just barely enough speed for that 50-50 on the rainbow rail.
Heymana turned 21 on Thursday.
Frontside D, going 360 with the hang up. Does not want to fall off his board.
And Heymana's first run done as we take another look. Craig, you've been down there for most of practice. Anyone standing out to you from this first semifinal heat?
Ivan Frederico. We saw him fall in that kickflip melon over the Wendy spine, but in practice he was hitting that every single time. Also, Corey Juno, our skater right here.
Corey Juno is ripping. So special. What do you like about Corey's skating, Bob?
Well, Corey seems like he's just having some tea, but ripping. Look at that. Just choice of tricks are very flowy. A lot of frontside ollies, backside ollies, but you know, he throws the tech and the flow, and it just makes it look easy.
Corey earned bronze in his X Games debut in 2017.
There's that backside nose blunt. And he gets a lot of speed out of effortless pumps. So, oh, the little grind up there. Oh, man. The cool thing about Corey is that he keeps that emotion level stable. So, even though he fell right there, it's not like it's affecting him much. And that's how you want it, because you know, you gotta keep collected to make it happen. Wow, Alex starting off with the feeble to fakie, showing some street skill. Alex always has unique tricks, tech, different type of skateboarding. That's why he's got the two-peat. Really cool how to see everyone skate this course different. Nice frontside nose grind over the door gap.
Bob, Brandon, you guys were talking about practice. I was watching a little bit. Alex Sorgente is a man on a mission. He usually really is.
He usually wins practice. Wow, that is really tough right there. He made that look easy right into the board 180 on that full cab on the bank. That is a tough trick to do on a bank. Alex looking strong for that three-peat.
We've never seen a three-peat in men's skateboard park. Alex Sorgente, though, has other plans.
He really hit up pretty much all the obstacles on this thing.
That's how you skate a semifinal.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Start of the list back up. Colin Graham, as we're closing in on the 13-minute mark here in our 18-minute jam.
Well, he's got his bail out of the way, so he needs to get a full pull here.
A first look at our leaderboard. It is early. Sorgente, Heymana, and Corey Juno are currently in the top three.
Nice alley 50 over the door gap. There to fakie. Cab disaster. Oh, the big spin back D. Not holding back. Can't hold back if you want to make it to the finals. Wow, that's, no, you don't want to get hurt either, but that was a really good trick.
We got a tweet coming in. Honestly, just want someone to pop an ollie while eating a Baconator. But either way, the men's skateboard park is going to be great. Hashtag X Games. Yeah, I've seen a number of Baconators out here this week at X Games Mini.
Yvonne Federico bailing twice on that kickflip backside grab on this overall impression format. That's not good.
So here's Jake Wooten in his X Games debut. A couple of first place finishes this year in other contests. Skates with so much power, so much creativity, Bob.
What a combo to start off. That frontside tail on the rainbow is not easy to do.
Out of Gallatin, Tennessee.
Throwing the boneless on the bank for good measure.
What's crazy about Jake Wooten, boys, is I was talking to him just before his first run. He said, I'm off. It doesn't feel like I can skateboard right now. And I say I disagree after watching that.
That is just insane that is in his run. That's the nollie heel big spin disaster. Huge. You don't see people do that. And if he's off, man, I want to be off sometimes.
He's still just 19 years old, Bob, but he broke 2 ribs a few months ago. And you know broken rib injuries, they linger.
That is the worst type of injury. I've broken a few bones, and I don't like that one. Jake, very Wow, that's just, I
Wow.
can't believe he did that as well.
Jake Wooten takes over the top spot, by the way, and it got
As he
Himana
should.
Reynolds bumped out of the top 3.
Well, Himana has the answer. Moving around, flying around, shirtless.
The surf style
Kickflip.
always on display for the Honolulu native.
Nice Madonna. Just does it proper. And that trick right there, I think he's got the best one in the business. Wow, into the eggplant transfer. Oh, using the spine. Getting creative. You're not going to see anyone do the same thing or the same line. You might see same tricks, but the lines are a low lander right there for the nose grab 5 backside disaster.
And Bob, so often in parks, sometimes it's not just about the difficulty of the trick, but the style in which they do it. And
Yeah.
Himana is at the top of that list.
That's right. And then how you do the combinations, what you do before what, you know, and how much you hit it. If you're just cruising around and getting walls in far in between.
We'll see if that can bump up our top ranked qualifier into the top 3, and it does.
Clean.
Back into second place. Here's Corey Juno.
Such a clean backside disaster. A little faster on this. Oh, that frontside
Yep.
nose grind. Just chilling. That's so hard, man. He just makes it look so easy.
And on the hardest part of the course.
That's right.
Deepest part of the bowl, on that pool coping.
Even though this is still pretty small for these guys.
True.
That's that is the deep end, and this is a complex. Wow, the backside nose blunt. Revert. Just chilling. That's what I mean. See, just having a cup of tea and ripping.
So many podium finishes this year in other contests. We expect this guy to get into the final as we reach the halfway point here in the jam.
Look at that. On top, corner,
Complete control.
knows what's up.
That should bump Juno up, but where does it put him?
Alex, not one to repeat stuff. And this seems like a completely different line. Mocking through that corner.
So Wooten, Sorgente, and Himana Reynolds are currently in our top 3.
Tail slide. Taking that foot off for the judo, backside ollie. Combinations in the deep end. Tail 180 out like it was nothing.
That Wendy's box is set back quite a bit, so get over the coping back.
Oh, you don't want to hang up on that coming in fakey, so. Oh, and going for the. See right here, just controlled 180, pop out, no problem.
Bob, you've gotten to skate this course a little bit throughout this week. We'll talk about that when we come back. So much more to come here at US Bank Stadium after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Tonight, the Sunday Night Baseball crew is at Yankee Stadium for the series finale between the Red Sox and the AL East leading Yanks, who took the first game 4-2. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Well, we're in the midst of run number 1 here in the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park. Masugu Okamoto, who set this course ablaze, the 13-year-old in Women's Skateboard Park just a couple of nights ago, on hand to watch. She was absolutely incredible.
She's been on fire.
Yes, she has. Can Colin Graham move on to the final? If you're just joining us, the top 3 from each of our semifinal heats will be moving on to the final. Right now, though, the X Games rookie Colin Graham on the outside looking in, Bob.
This is a really good run. Those some really nice tricks to start it off there. And he's changing it up every run, which is what you want. Oh, that cab heel. Man, that was such a good run. You'd almost want to just finish it off.
Just gets away from the Virginia Beach native.
The strategy has to be the overall impression, and let's see what Yvonne chooses to do.
Yeah, Yvonne
Federico might want to
Federico
start again with that.
has had trouble staying on his board.
He's got to get there. He's got it now. That was 2 runs to get that, so he needs to get it going, and he does. That back tail transfer was solid.
Just missed the podium 2 years ago in his lone X Games appearance. Craig, this was the guy that you had your eyes on to move on to the final.
It's true, because of that back tail. That little bump to pool coping is so tough. Adds a 5 forward. He's on one.
Yeah, that bite was tight right there. Tough corner. Smith grinding the rail. He's adding it all.
This is what we expected out of Yvonne Federico.
Hat loss sighting.
He needs to finish this, which he does, and he needs one more. He needs one more if he wants to compete with, you know, Wooten or Sorgente or Juno to get in that top 3, though.
Right. Let's take another look at the Italian's third run.
There's that 540. Tight spin. Hat usually comes off on those tricks. Nice slow-mo.
So dropping in now, our current leader, X Games rookie, Jake Woot.
Couldn't be any different. His run's just so tech. Changes it up a lot, which I really like to see.
Woot, along with Colin Graham, the only 2 rookies in this semifinal heat.
Wiping that foot off.
Wooten just getting more hits per run than anybody.
Really good point, Craig.
And he does not have a run, which is really good for the strategy on the overall impression. When you get stuck with the run, then it's hard. Wow, nice little milk apply, tail slide. Ah, a little push off the rainbow.
I love that. He's so fun to watch, Bob.
Yes, he is. And he just thought about that right there.
So here's Hemana Reynolds, who was in the top 3 before he got bumped out as we're closing in on the 5-minute mark. He's gonna need something big here, Bob.
Yeah, he does, and he has it. He just needs to land it. He's pretty good under pressure, though. Oh, he took that one low. Amping to get this run in. Let's see what Hemana chooses to do. Going over the door gap.
In that quick commercial break, boys, he added that alley-oop, and he also has a 3-flip to tail grab he might put over the middle section there. I don't know if he'll bring it. It could be right here, though.
He needs to bring it if he wants to up his score. And you have to risk it, and that's, you know, can't blame Hemana for going for that. I know it's a tough go, but he is ripping at skateboarding.
Hemana, our top-ranked qualifier, trying to get in the top 3. Here's Corey Juno clinging to that 3rd and final spot to move on.
Yeah, that was a good run. He needs another one to solidify. But Alex and Wooten had great runs, so he's in a good spot in 3rd place. But Hemana is coming for him, so he knows.
And Bob, you got to ride this course earlier this week and throughout practice. There's a lot of different little nooks and crannies. It's can get sneaky complicated real quick.
Yes, it's a really tough course. It's a hard flow. These guys are doing a lot of getting their effort in and using their ability to get. Wow, look at that ability. Speaking of ability, and it just, this is what it gives you. It gives you these unique approaches, and Alex is just made for courses like this where it's complex.
It seems like he's made for every course, Bob.
Yes, and you can add more walls, you can make it higher. He's got the skill.
I'm still in shock at that ollie right in the start of his run. That
just
is
to start it off.
gnarly.
Gets the tough one off the bat, faking nose blunt. He's hitting trick to trick to trick everywhere he goes. He packed them in.
And it's interesting, Bob, it feels like he's picking up as far as his dominance in this event goes, kind of where Pedro Barros left off. He was so good for so long in this event. We haven't seen Pedro the last couple of years, and it's really opened the door for a guy like Alex to really shine.
Yeah, and Alex, you know, it's just different style. You know,
right.
Pedro and Alex, that's apple and orange, and it's just great to see both. But Alex just has this deep bag of tricks that's just really hard to beat.
So here's the X Games rookie. By the way, that run from Sorgente puts him up into the top spot.
Yeah, the overall impression format will move that leaderboard around. Oh, going for the nose grind. And we haven't seen Colin in the top three yet, but he's just ripping. But he just keeps bail. He starts out really well, and I think he only got one full run there. Happens to bail that cap heel again.
So Ivan Federico hopefully saving his best for last.
Yeah, needs one more run to get that overall impression. And wow, goes for the kickflip backside 180 grab.
I was just going to say, Bob, how does he improve upon that kickflip? But what about a backside flip?
That was answered. He needs a full run though, and he's got high-risk tricks, so anything can happen. But he's just on it now. After making that kickflip back 180, I don't think he's going to fall off his board. Nose blunt on the rainbow rail.
By far the most technical thing we've seen.
I was just going to say, is there a more difficult trick we've seen so far today?
Sugarcane transfer. Tail. That should put him up there, man.
What a run from Ivan Federico on what could be his last here in semifinal heat number 1. Take another look.
Proper nose blunt slide too, because usually it just goes to nose slide on the other side, but that stayed nice and tipped out.
Wooten certainly trying to get in that top 3, and Federico jumps up into second place with a minute to go.
Incredible.
So here's Wooten.
Wooten wants to answer back, and he has a solid first run, so this is doing great.
And remember, Hemana Reynolds dropping in after
Wooten.
Wooten.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I think that was a last minute decision to throw it to disaster. I think he was going to fake the ollie in, and it looked like it was hanging up, and he just adjusted.
So Wooten will have to sit and wait as he's there in that 3rd spot, because Hemana Reynolds, who's currently not in the top 3, gets to drop in.
Yeah, Hemana really has to turn up the volume, because Jake had great runs. That 3rd place is a solid 3rd, so. We're seeing what we've seen from Hemana, and usually keeps the run going. He skates it, he has his run, so we know where things are gonna happen.
It's funny that Wooten and Reynolds are going back to back, because they could not approach this any more different.
That's right. Jake doesn't know what he's doing when he drops in. Hemana knows exactly what he's doing.
Second City Improv to a scripted screenplay.
And this right here, he wants that. He needs it.
Okay.
He got it.
There it is.
That's it.
That's what we were waiting for from Hemana Reynolds. He closes it out properly on his final run. Can he get back into the top 3?
And there's nothing wrong with the different approaches. It's just how you're comfortable in skating the contest.
And Hemana does. He bumps out Wooten for that 3rd spot. This is the last guy that could potentially kick him out, Corey Juno.
Corey doesn't look like he cares, but he cares, and he's competitive. And I guess that's his style of skateboarding. That's what I love about watching Corey. Alley, frontside ollie.
Remember, he came in second to Hemana at our Road to X Games qualifier.
Yeah, and in this situation here where you don't have too many seconds, it's hard for you not to know where to go, because you can end up lost. Tough break for Corey. Such an incredible skateboarder.
So again, this is unofficial, that leaderboard. We'll wait until this man drops in for his final attempt.
That is such a scary start. And I can't believe he lands high on the transition off that grind, because usually it throws you all the way down. Nice nose grind. Alex is solid in that first spot.
Yeah, he's got to feel good going into the final.
Look at these transfers. You don't see, everything Alex does is different.
And it's one thing to be different, it's another thing to be different and consistent. If he hangs on, I spoke too soon, that would have been 2 minutes of straight, perfect skateboarding, not one bail.
Well, he's human.
I don't believe it until I saw that.
Yeah.
So semifinal heat number 1 in the books here in the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park. And let's take a look at our final results here. And it's official. Alex Sorgente, Yvonne Federico saving his best for last, and the same for Heymana Reynolds. I can't speak enough to number 2 and number 3, guys. They were both on the outside looking in prior to their final attempts.
And Jake was looking solid too.
But we still got another semifinal heat to go here at X Games Minneapolis. More from the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park after this.
What's up, everybody? Jack Matrani here, hanging out at the Wendy's Laid Back Extension. Wendy's, the official bacon sponsor of X Games Minneapolis. And I'm gonna skate. I think I'm ready to compete. Grab a Baconator out of your bag of tricks.
thanks to Jack Matrani there on the Wendy's look-in. We just wrapped up heat number 1 of our semifinals. It's time for heat number 2 here in the Wendy's men's skateboard park. And what a battle it was for the top 3 from heat number 1 to get in. Now we've got 6 more skaters, including that guy right there, Tom Shar, who's been competing in skating from such an early age and is always one of the favorites in this contest. Let's learn more in this Wendy's athlete profile.
Hey, I'm Tom Shar. I'm from Cardiff, California, and I'm a professional skateboarder.
The 9, oh my gosh!
I've been skating X Games for, I think, like 7 years now. I started when I was like 12, but I'm gonna be going on my 10th now, and that's pretty crazy to think about.
Making his 10th X Games appearance, he's got 7 X Games medals.
Recently, I broke my tibia in 3 places, which wasn't very cool, but they said about 2 months I should be able to skate. I had a cast on and they took it off, and I have a boot now and I'm on crutches and won't need those for too much longer. And I mean, I got like another month until I can start skating and cruising around and stuff. And yeah, everything's starting to look good. I'm gonna try and beat X Games this year. I mean, my foot's doing good. It seems like it's healing up quick. I'm definitely gonna go either way. I might not be in my best like shape or whatnot, but X Games is, I always gotta go. It's fun.
Well, not only did he go, he's here. We welcome you to heat number 2 of the Wendy's men's skateboard park.
Tom Shar, always giving us a hard time everywhere. Such a rad kid to skate with. Great energy.
You've been competing with him on the stage since he really was 12 years old. A look at our start list here in semifinal heat number 2. Keegan Palmer, Jagger Eaton, double duty, was also in street yesterday. And also a guy to keep your eyes on, we'll get to him in a bit, Luis Francisco, our lone rookie in the field out of Brazil.
Yes, the fellow Brazilian, Luis, has been climbing. He was skating next park last year, and he's a contender to win this thing this year.
From the AMs to the pros, here's Keegan Palmer. He made his X Games debut last year in this event, finished in 10th.
I remember Keegan in Australia skating the Bondi Bowl event. Such a little kid already ripping. Still a little kid, a little bigger.
16
and
years
still
old.
ripping. He packs his runs with tech, lip. He's gotten a few tricks already. Getting that ollie in for the rainbow rail.
Keegan's
kickflip ending to fakie on the bank.
The youngest skater in the field today.
Indy 360 on the hip. Really pumping to keep his speed up. You got that front feeble on the door gap. Let's go for that overall impression strategy. There's his kickflip Indy on the quarter gap.
So a nice first run for Keegan Palmer. Jagger Eaton, as we said, skated in the street contest yesterday, just missed the podium.
I think Jagger is a unique skateboarder, as in he's been skating mega, vert, park, street. You don't see usually the transition guys hit the street course with that level of tech, and Jagger has it all.
He held the distinction of being the youngest competitor at X Games history. When he skated at X Games back in 2012 as an 11-year-old, that record was broken earlier this week. And Craig McMorris out on the course. Craig, I want to talk a little bit, we're getting ready for Luis Francisco, but Jagger, just the work ethic to be able to go back-to-back from street to park, man.
One acronym, ATV, is an all-terrain vehicle like this young Brazilian, ripping.
Luis also has the street skill and the transition skill. And he is a fast-paced skateboarder. Look at that, all the way over the door gap, around the corner. Didn't see that yet.
The babyface 19-year-old making his X Games debut.
On the main event, kind of an alley-oop in the air there. That boneless wall gets hit.
That boneless was so sick, fully extended right in everybody's face. Bam.
Amplitude on the front side air.
So many podium finishes, gentlemen, this summer. Second place at the Vance Park Series in Sao Paulo. Third at Vance Park Series Shanghai.
That's right. And he's coming off that world also second. I mean, he's just podium friendly.
Tristan Rennie was our silver medalist last year. Bob, what is it about Tristan Rennie's style that makes him so successful in a format like this?
Well, Tristan has the skill. I mean, I remember Tristan winning the combi pool, and I couldn't believe it. He was just, you know, no one really heard of him, and then we all found out. And we know what's up with Tristan now. Just technical, creative. Look at that. Just blending in and into the feeble grind. These combinations, oh, that's too bad. That seemed to be the easy part of his run right there. It just came off weird on that backsmith. Or feeble, front feeble, however you look at it. Okay, Kensuke, he came through at Boise, ripping.
Kensuke Sasuko, who actually didn't qualify. He became our first alternate, if you remember. We saw him in Boise absolutely boosting.
Oh, okay, that's right. He was ripping out there.
It was the reason he's getting into this contest, Bob, is because of Trey Wood going down in big air yesterday.
I see. And we're definitely missing Trey here. Kensuke gets an opportunity, but Trey is just ripping everywhere. Mega, Park. But Kensuke gets to.
So as we said, Kensuke getting in because of Trey Wood's fall, which was crazy that he was able to walk away from that when you see the clip on Instagram that Trey posted himself. But for more, Craig, tell us about what went down with Trey Wood.
It was the quarter pipe in practice, and Bob, you can speak to this better than anybody. That is one of the gnarliest events a human being can do at the X Games, and when you fall hard. So all prayers to Trey Wood.
For sure. We'll talk about Trey here in a second because Tom Shard just dropped in and he came from an injury, so I really like to see Tom skating right now.
It's crazy because we've seen Shar invert. We've seen him in big air. We've seen him earn 2 medals in this event, bronze, silver, yet to find gold though in Park.
He does not look like he's having a hard time here. No. He's ripping.
The signature Shar hat fly off.
Well, he started off with that one. Everyone's doing it now, but you got Shar on a tear. Just makes me happy. I mean, it's hard to get injured, and just to come back and skate like that off an injury.
That Smith pop-in off that pool coping was so gnarly. Wow, right in front of me.
And for the first time in a long time, Bob, we see a singular focus from Tom Shar. He's been pulling double duty for a long time with Park and Big Air, electing not to compete in Big Air and focus in Park this summer.
Yes, it's really hard to do, skating all the events, and you know, it's I've done it to where I've skated all of them, and then I've done it where you focus, and it really helps when you're focused, you know, so it should be a better situation for Shar.
So run 2 beginning now in our 18-minute jam, and there's a live look at our leaderboard thus far. Luis Francisco, Tom Shar, and Tristan Rennie round out our top 3.
Well, Keegan has a run in, so there's that thing Tom Shar started with. Ah, the front side kick flip. Getting better and better every run. Really needs the pump to get the speed. Backsmith around the corner. Adding the lip tricks, the air tricks. Good strategy for the overall impression here for Keegan. And there's the kickflip frontside air. He had a hard time with that one in Boise. Not here.
So Jagger Eden. There were some people, I think, that were a little miffed after his final run in street that it wasn't good enough to get on the podium. It was great. Craig, I know you were down there. Was there some disappointment from Jagger?
I mean, Jagger's a professional. He did what he wanted to do. That switch back lip at the end to bookend that run was everything he could hope for. So that's where he's got to sit, and maybe it'll give him a little more teeth for this bowl.
That ended up on a slide there.
I will say, I did like Jagger's outfit yesterday, the Garth Brooks shirt yesterday in the finals. I prefer that to the look here today.
Luis Francisco, highly competitive. Stalefish disaster.
Still our current leader here in run number 2, the lone rookie in this semi-final, Bob.
And it has to do with the amplitude and the speed and the amount of tricks he puts in, and he's just always hungry for more. He climbed up real quick in the rankings at Park. I mean, pretty much 2 years ago, no one had really heard of him, and then look at him now. Part of the Brazilian national team.
Jumping up on that Wendy's box, which is really pushed far back off the coping.
Kickflip frontside air, keeping the speed up. Heel flip onto the bank. Great run.
Luis Francisco is having himself a day, Bob.
Yes, he is. Strategy on the overall impression is real good here. Plays in real nice to his style of skateboarding.
And it just speaks to, as you said, competing in Next X last summer. When we call that event, we say tomorrow's stars today, we mean it. You compete on that stage, you can be out here in the big show.
And that's really nice of X Games to incentivize that, because that is the way it goes. Wow, look at this. Tristan, tough combo right off that 540.
Tristan Rennie sitting in third place right now. Again, the top 3 moving on to the final.
He's scratching that nose grind, keeping that in there so you don't want to fall here on this overall impression.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but Tristan Rennie and Corey Juneau kind of have that similar approach where it almost looks like they're not trying at all.
That's effortless pumping. Tristan changes it up. Backside nose grab 5 right into the hip right after this, so that's what I like about that.
And Tristan Rennie taking over the top spot, bumping down Francisco and Sharba. Here's Kensuke Sasuko, who actually travels with Masugu Okamoto, our women's skateboard park gold medalist.
And I don't know how much practice Kensuke got since he had the last minute
that's a good point.
in. So, but wow, look at that frontside air. I really like his style. I mean, I was impressed in Boise, and it's great to see him here. Tom Shar. The only reason he's in third is because he didn't have many runs, and this is an opportunity to climb up. Getting the speed for the stale fish. Nice Smith on the box. Stall. Front feeble, it looked like from here, over the door gap. Adding the flip tricks, the lip tricks. Back Smith over the door.
Shar giving the judges a little bit of everything on this run.
Straight flipping on the deck for good measure after time. Styling out on the stale. Seems like Shar needs to find the timing for that last banger.
So we're in the middle of heat number 2. We'll be right back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The Ocho is back for the 3rd year with even wackier events from around the world. Lawnmower racing, cherry pit spitting, the acrobatic pizza trials, and the live World Cornhole Championship are just some of the events you'll see. The Ocho Wednesday all day on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. Bold move, Cotton.
Sounds like an off-spin of the first Extreme Games.
If we could get Pepper Brooks and Cotton McKnight on the Ocho, wouldn't that really be something, Craig McMorris?
I would love that. I would love to be on it. Let's all do it.
Who do we audition? Where do we tell our agents to refer our reels to? So we're in the middle of heat number 2 in our semifinal of the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park. Tristan Rennie leading the way, but here's Keegan Palmer dropping in.
Tristan did that with his last run before break here, and well deserved. Oh, Keegan up in the ante. He definitely sees what's going on. Everyone is ripping. Oh, hanging up on the alley-oop Indy.
So a look at our leaderboard. Tom Schar holding on to that 3rd spot. Again, the top 3 will be moving on to the final. Here's Jagger Eaton. He needs to land a run. He's sitting in 6th place, Bob.
And he has a run. This is front nose blunt. I think he might do it right here. There's that ollie. Oh, he's choosing the switch frontside ollie out of the gap.
Jagger
needs to pick it up.
Obviously was focused on street yesterday.
There
Probably
it is.
has gotten less reps than anybody on this course this week.
Got that backside nose blunt. He bailed first couple runs. And there's the Indy 540. He definitely needs the 5 in there with that tech if he wants to have any chance of getting up there. Oh,
Yep.
front kickflip. That should do great to step him up.
Gentlemen, the sigh of relief that Jagger exhaled after that blunt flip in was something special.
And this is what he needed, that pop on that. I can't believe he landed pretty low. That's hard to do on these small transitions.
Banger run from Jagger Eaton. And that jumps him up into 2nd place, at least temporarily bumping out Tom Schar.
Oh, nice combo by Luis Francisco.
And Luis Francisco, Bob, here in his pro debut, he's just getting better each run.
Every run, he knows what's up. He sees what's going on. He wants in. Doesn't want to be on that spot because anyone can bubble him out.
I've been trying to find a radar gun because.
Oh man! Oh, what was that? Something popped his shoulder.
You know what? No, yeah.
Yep,
wow.
Something happened there.
His
Yeah,
athlete
you need to get that
wristband
back in quick. Don't want to hang with a popped shoulder too long. And X Games Medical is just incredible. Years and years, I wouldn't have been able to skate if it wasn't for them. So these guys are on it.
Quickly get to him.
Let's get that shoulder back in.
And you saw right away. Let's take another
Something
look.
happened there that he got caught on something. I don't know what it was, but it looked like his wheel fell. Oh, it might have been. What was that?
That was
it
his
was his
wristband.
wristband. Okay.
The athlete wristband.
And then right here, boom. Oh, shoulder out. Great run. It was. That ended up towards the end, so that should count for something. And he's still warm. So if he makes it through finals,
And
let's see what's going on.
Luis Francisco in our top 3. We hope he's okay. But of course, X Games Medical with him. We move on though. Tristan Rennie trying to jump into that top 3 spot and get into the final.
Well, Tristan climbed up to first.
Right.
So this is a low pressure run here because that's a good place to be.
Tristan Rennie at the top spot.
This is when you can already start testing out your finals runs.
Yeah, this heat has flown by as we're closing in under 5 minutes to skate with.
Try to keep that speed up, using up the hole. There's that back blunt into the deep, right onto the rail. Everyone so different.
And as Craig alluded to earlier, so similar to Corey Juno in that sort of effortless style. You just think in a park like this, it takes so much grinding. And for a guy like Tristan to make it look that easy is something special.
Yes. Kensuke has the skill.
So here's Sasaoka filling in for Trey Wood.
Volleying up. Yeah, you can definitely tell Kensuke didn't have that much time, and he's still doing pretty amazing from not having much practice. Tight snap on that 540 on the deep end, or the shallow end, the way I look at it.
There you saw Masugu Okamoto looking on. She'd be wearing that gold medal around her neck. After I'd win one, I'd wear it all week. So here's Tom Shar, who got bumped out of the top 3 when Jagger Eaton jumped up into 2nd place.
But he has a solid foundation to build on, so 3 minutes left. Tom Shar has the cold blood for it. Oh, the kickflip lean, and see, yeah, you have to, if you want in, you got to get those risky moves.
Our bronze medalist from last year just trying to get into that finals group right now. So here's Keegan Palmer. So Keegan coming in, he's sitting in 5th place. Luis Francisco went down pretty hard on this previous run. Let's head down to Craig, who's got more.
That's right, boys. I talked to X Games Medical. It was his shoulder. They are taping him up right now. As of right now, assuming to skate in the final, if he makes it.
Well, with Keegan bailing that alley-oop Indy again, that seems to be the case for Luis Francisco to stay in.
Yeah, you see Luis standing right there.
There he is, his
shirt
back on.
So he looks like he's ready to go. Here is Jagger Eaton sitting in 2nd place.
And he has a solid run. Just keeping it going, really. Oh, the Indy 360. Oh, the half cab frontside blunt. A little bit cooler from having a run in.
Right.
Not as nervous. Nice backside ollie, Indy 540. Really has no problem snapping that. Oh, the kickflip back lip. I mean, he is just so good. A bail trying to grab that hat.
The only fall coming when he's trying to grab his hat after the buzzer.
There, this is the backside half cab frontside blunt. A dancing move.
Jagger Eaton taking over the top spot away from Tristan Rennie. And good to have Luis Francisco out here. He's going to need to give himself some breathing room, though, Bob, when you think about guys like Tom Shar still to drop in for their final runs.
And that's why he's still going. I mean, he's warm, so shouldn't be as painful, even though I'm sure that hurt. And grabbing the front side 3. Seems like he's using both arms on his grab, so willing that pain through just shows how competitive Luis is. Oh, the blunt slide transfer. Going different every run. Oh, really? That's a great little creative move by Francisco. Oh, and the heel flip alley-oop. I mean, doesn't even seem like he.
If you just turned this on, you would have no idea that Luis Francisco slammed very hard about 3 minutes ago.
And he's changing grabs, so he's using both those arms.
So Tristan Rennie sitting in 2nd place. Can he give himself a bit more breathing room and maybe pass Jagger for the top spot?
Jagger, man, just took it to the top. About 20 seconds left for these guys. So,
and the tough part is too, Bob, the approach here. If you feel like you might be safe, how much do you want to give away knowing you've still got another jam session in the final to skate in?
Well, it's not over till it's over, and you know, sometimes you want to test things out, maybe just try a trick you weren't really comfortable with and use that run to do it. It changes everything. It's different than practice. In your run, it's a different mindset, so it's a good spot to try things out.
So the clock has expired, but there's still 2 skaters left to drop in for their final runs here, including Kensuke.
Kensuke hasn't really been able to put a run in to have a foundation for the overall impression, so it's going to be really tough for him. But he is skating in the X Games. Japan is watching. Oh, whoa! Amplitude. Wally up the rainbow. Going for that 5. Oh, a little loose, but he gets it into the heel flip Indy. Just a little bit of a loose spin, so that threw him off. And that wall comes up quick.
So his best run, but it won't be enough to get him into the top 3. Tom Sharp.
Well, Luis is watching close.
Our bronze
this guy
medalist
can do it.
from last year. He's the last guy that could potentially bump out Luis Francisco and jump into the final.
Smith grind transfer in, right into the 540. Tom is not messing around. He does want in. Kickflip Indy, huge. Peeking up.
Major step up on that, step up to back lip, or back tail, pardon me.
Looking at his hat real quick so he doesn't hang up on it. Added obstacle there for his run. And this is, oh, I don't know, man. That was a good run. I don't know if it's enough. That's up to the judges, but that was a really good run. This kickflip Indy was up there.
3 months ago,
much higher.
Tom Sharp broke his right tibia in 3 places.
That is a tough injury to come back from.
He's been on his skateboard for less than a month, and now he's here at X Games trying to get into the final. Was it enough to best at least the X Games rookie Luis Francisco, who's clinging to that 3rd and final spot?
The tough part about Tom's injury and the park skating is, let's see what's up here.
And Shar is able to do it, bumping out Francisco and sneaking into the top 3. And there you see Jagger Eden, the top ranked from this heat. And Tristan Rennie rounds out our group of 3.
Wow, it's a tough one for Francisco, ripping all the way through.
What a finish to heat number 2. When we return, the final for Wendy's men's skateboard park after this.
X Games Minneapolis is brought to you by Pacifico Beer. Live life anchors up. Discover responsibly.
I'm gonna also tag the Wendy Skateboard Park semis. Well, I'm gonna. Well, I think I'll go real cost, and then I'll just like do a quick, like, wow, what an incredible Wendy's Park semifinals, and then be like, the next level. Speaking of next level, there was. And here it is, the Real Cause Daily Backfire. Woo, what a burly sesh that was. Oh my, you're right.
Here's Beaver
Still
Fleming,
going.
under 8 minutes to skate with. Oh my, I just watched a man fly.
I just love the Real Cost Daily Backfire. I remember when I was a kid, growing up, I would watch X Games and watch the bloopers, and that was one of my favorite parts. So much love to X Games for keeping that tradition alive, and so much love for the Skateboard Park semifinals. Are you kidding me? The athletic prowess on these skateboarders is just second to none, and it's so next level. Speaking of next level, there was an event that went down yesterday. The Real Cost Skateboard Big Air was so insane that we have to show it to you again. Mitchy Brusco might have made history. Check this out.
We turn our attention to Mitchy Brusco, who right out the gate comes swinging.
He's loose.
Trying that 1260 on his first attempt. Can he do it here?
Switch drop in, going for the setup over the gap. Nice. Come on, Mitchy. Oh my gosh, man, that is so close. That is incredible.
Let's look at that
Incredible
one
skill.
more time. Look at the
1,
rotations.
2, 3, solid looks. I mean, how does he, and he's like still had room for another back 180. That's incredible.
The eject button came very quick. For someone who's ridden this ramp more than anyone that has this ramp in his own backyard, Bob Bergquist, the air awareness when you're above the deck to be able to get over it.
Yeah, I mean, and the mental, oh, there you gets it. Come on, Ronnie. Goes for the tail grab 360
Gets
and
it.
gets it. Ronnie Gomez, very tough combination right there. That's a frontside ollie 3, no grab, much harder way to spin, and then tail grab 360 on the quarter. Look at this. And the reason this is harder is that he has to keep his board to the relative wind or it just flies away from his feet.
Glued on over the cap.
And then this, super scary, tail grabbing, solid, and then not really seeing what
just
is
being
up.
Blind on the drop.
Believing, and then solid, just so well executed. Ronnie Gomez, that should put him up there in the podium
And
somewhere.
82, we have a new leader.
you go.
Gomez takes over first place.
That is very deserving right there. Great job.
Wow.
Elliot's
so here's
back.
Elliot after that nasty fall off the quarter, his first
Indy
run
7.
since then.
Indy 7 to tail 9. Oh, that slam has to be in his head. But he's actually moving around pretty good. It's warrior style. Oh, D-Way.
Danny Way in the mix. Just
D-Way
legends
appearance.
everywhere in Minneapolis. Showing Clay Kreiner some love, who just had first place taken away from him by Ronnie Gomez. Can he grab it back?
He does have a trick and an upgrade to it, so if he lands this, we're going to see an alley-oop 9, I think. Now, yeah, the alley-oop varial 5, which is a really tough trick. Wow.
Almost looked like late decision-making mid-air there, Bob.
Yeah, you have to do that. You can't just snap and start barreling. You have to like be solid on your board. It's a lot of height. It's a lot of time.
Mitchie Brusco, he's been 0 for 2 so far with that 1260 on the quarter pipe, but he seems to be getting closer each time. Get rich or die trying. I don't think he's going to stop until he puts this thing down.
This could be it. Oh, a little low on the landing, but he's got it. Oh my gosh! Mitch, he just lands the... What is going on?
Okay, Knights of Columbus!
And he sketched off the gap, and it just put him in a good speed position.
I don't believe what I have seen!
Look how focused he is right there. That is incredible. Look, I mean, that's a lot of... Look, his head is already spinning on the takeoff. There's a 5, there's a 9, and another spin. Looks a little bit low on the landing, but just pulls it. Actually, that landing was really good. Wasn't low at all.
Mitchie Brusco goes where no person has gone before.
Yeah, Mitchie.
A 1260 at the X Games.
Wow, like it was nothing. Focus, look. It hasn't really even hit him.
What?
Yeah, there, now
an
it hit you.
89.66, good enough for first place. And as you said, Bob, really a setup trick over the gap, so he could actually jump that score up. So it's lining up to be final attempts time. Elliott Sloan
45
trying to
seconds
land
left.
this run
Elliott
that has
to
won
put it
him
all
gold
together
before,
here.
Bob.
Indy 7, just give it a snap, Elliott. Tail 9, done. That's it.
Elliott
That is
Sloan has
what
won
he
this
had.
event before with that line. Is it enough to topple Brusco
You know,
and get another gold?
I'm going to have to say that Indy 7 off the big gap definitely has more scores than Mitchie's switchback 180 off the small gap. And between a tail 9 and a 1260, I mean, you can only go 50 at the...
It's not a single trick
No,
contest,
it's a double combo.
Bob.
I mean, he could, if judges look at this the way they should, and I really don't want to influence this, but it's just, those are tough tricks. A tail grab 9 compared to a 1260. 1260's up there in the 50. Oh man, this is going to be tough to judge, but that was incredible right there.
Elliott Sloan in search of that fourth big air gold, a 91.66.
Yes.
And Elliott takes over first place.
There is a reason why. And just so people at home understand, you know, it's 2 tricks. So his gap trick was up there, and his quarter pipe trick was up there. And that's the only reason why he just took the lead.
And what a performance from Elliott Sloan. He hadn't landed the run all day. On his final attempt, he does it, but here's Clay Kreiner.
Come on, Clay. I know what Clay can do if he goes for it. That's it, the alley-oop 900.
Oh!
We haven't seen him try that.
I mean, he was up in the rafters off the quarter. Take another look.
Alley-oop 9. Hard enough to just do a 9 or to just do an alley-oop 5. Clay goes for the alley-oop 9. And I think the only reason he didn't do it is he really didn't try any of them here.
Okay, so Elliott Sloan takes over first place on his last run. There is one skater left to drop in for the final attempt here in the Real Cost Skateboard Big Air. It's Mitchie Brusco. He's already made history. Now he's going to have to add the degree of difficulty over the gap.
He can do it. He has to upgrade on his gap trick. Yeah, the kickflip front lean would definitely be an upgrade, but that is it. Elliott Sloan.
And
Elliott with the gold. And
Elliott
Mitchie
Sloan,
with the 1260.
Elliott Sloan gets another X Games medal, the 11th of his career, the 4th Big Air gold of his career, and Mitchie Brusco makes history with the 1260. What a day for skateboarding here at X Games Minneapolis.
Incredible stuff by Elliott Sloan, slamming hard, keeping a different mindset for Elliott. We used to see him kind of trip out when he's bailing, and he just held his faith all the way through. All it takes is one run, and he did it. He did it on his last run.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely mind-blowing. I'm just so glad that there was a photographer to capture a photo of me here. That was me yesterday, that's me today, that's been me all weekend. Mind-blown here at the X Games. Mitchie Brusco making history with a 1260 on the quarter pipe and still doesn't win. Big shout out to Elliott Sloan. What an incredible run, and more incredible runs to go in the Wendy Skateboard Park Finals. Honestly, I can't wait to see if Alex Sargente can do what it takes to get that three-peat. There's 6 of the best in the world. It's gonna be a showdown after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Copy that. Yeah, looks like we got someone on a bicycle rolling through right now. Sir, just gonna need to check your bike and your credential.
Yeah, I got some.
We just need to see an actual credential.
Yeah, the wristband.
Yeah, I see the wristband, but you got like one of those laminated credentials?
Yeah, I left it in there. I practiced on like in 5 minutes.
You're all good, sir, but you need a credential.
You didn't even have
What's
one.
your name?
My name's Ryan. We've met before, Jack, right?
Ryan Williams?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, of course. Oh, so sorry. Actually, do you mind signing my shirt, dude? Or actually, just sign this, man. That'd be awesome.
All right. But I can go in, right? I got
Yeah,
practice.
dude, of course. This is your credential. Take care, buddy. Thank you.
And Jack was fired later that day. Our Monday Night Baseball matchup tomorrow is the first game of a 3-game set at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field between the A's and the Cubs. 7 Central, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. We welcome you now to the main event, the final of the Wendy's Men Skateboard Park here on the 4th and final day of X Games Minneapolis inside US Bank Stadium. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside the legend, Bob Burnquist. And Bob, we're staring history in the face here today. Alex Sorgente trying to be the first guy to ever win 3 consecutive gold medals in this event.
Yes, what's up, everyone? And that's a tough event to win 3 gold medals in. I mean, you got to stay consistent in the park course. Everyone kills it. So we're going to see what he does.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and this field is so stacked. We had to have 2 semifinals just to get to today's final, and there's a lot of different styles amongst this field.
Yes, everyone skates it different. I mean, that's the beauty of this park course. So, I mean, this is going to be an exciting final.
Yeah, we're ready to get this thing on, but as we said, Alex Sorgente trying to make it 3 in a row. One of the guys that will push him, there you see Tristan Rennie, who grew up immersed in the culture of skateboarding. Let's hear more in this Wendy's Athlete Profile.
I'm Tristan Rennie. I'm from Rialto, California, and I'm a professional skateboarder. I grew up in the Badlands, just always skating backyard pools and like the Upland Skate Park, Baldy Pipe. There's definitely a lot of skate history out here, which definitely helped shape my skateboarding. And there's a lot of things that I love about pool skating, like searching for it, cleaning it, seeing if it's even any good to skate. It's definitely not like a skate park. The transitions are much tighter, the coping's rougher, the ground's rougher. It's just not made to skateboard. The harder it is to skate the pool, the more rewarding it is to do anything in that pool. Much like skating backyard pools, for X Games, when you get to the new park, it's something completely different. So you just gotta figure out the lines and how it works, what walls are good, and the way you flow around. For 2019, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody, seeing all the events, and then skating the park, of course.
Well, it's good to see Tristan Rennie sneak into the final here in the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park. And we've got a good one on our hands. We got here through 2 semifinals, each one featuring 6 skaters. We begin with highlights from heat number 1. It was, guess who? Alex Sorgente, first place from the semifinal 1, Bob.
Yeah, Alex had the lines, had the tricks, and he wants that 3-peat.
It was more interesting in heat number 2. A lot of ping pong back and forth for that leaderboard. Jagger Eaton was actually out of the top 3 midway through. He shook all that up on his second to last run.
Yeah, and he really had to add in the technical tricks to do that, because overall impression, I mean, if you're off on your first few runs, that's hard to come back from.
So those were our 2 top-ranked qualifiers. They're joined by Yvonne Federico, Tristan Rennie, Heymana Reynolds, and that young man there, Tom Shar, who was able to get in on his last attempt in the semis.
Last minute run pull here, and Tom Shar starts it off. If he keeps progressing, a nice tail slide.
Tom is our bronze medalist from last year.
Now he's in the finals. Now it's time to really turn it on. Wouldn't be a Tom Shar run if that hat didn't come off.
And I know we have Craig McMorris out on the course. Craig, was there a bit of a sigh of relief from Tom getting in last minute.
A little bit of a sigh, but then he had to take to practice in that commercial break there. And gentlemen, we talked about the semifinals, guys, maybe saving something, and that they did. Practice was insane. People were trying things in this bowl that we haven't seen yet this week.
Oh, nice.
What a run, though.
Fakey transfer there. Great first run for Tom. That's a foundation to build on.
So we move on to the Flying Hawaiian out of Honolulu. 21-year-old Heimana Reynolds just turned 21 years old a couple of days ago. He was our top-ranked qualifier from our Road to X Games in Boise, Idaho, trying to find that first ever X Games medal.
He's definitely stoked to be in this and turning up the heat, the huge start. Taking the foot off for the transfer.
We saw in that semifinal that 3-flip tail grab that really put an exclamation point on his run. We'll see if we see it in run 1 here.
That pretty much got him into this
True,
right here.
True.
So he's stoked he made that, but he wants it in the finals.
Heimana has such a flowy style, but he's so calculated, gentlemen.
Oh, oh man. Oh, he's going for that kickflip frontside air. And because it's go time, he half grabbed that and threw it in. There's that 1-footer over the box. Kind of the Madonna style on that.
So here's Tristan Rennie, our silver medalist from last year.
And Tristan really showing in that profile why he can adapt to this park. Oh, going for the full backside ollie. We didn't see that, so he definitely saved something for the final. That's the full gap backside ollie. That's a big gap. Big channel.
18-minute jam session. The skaters will try to get in as many runs as they can here today in the final.
There's Yvonne. The kickflip backside grab 180. You know, these guys are a lot more nervous in their semifinals because they want to get in, and then now that they're in, now it's like, let me get this run. All or nothing here.
So Yvonne Federico out of Italy.
There's that tight spin 540. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. That's the last thing you want. Both Heimana and Yvonne going down in their first run.
So let's take another look. Yvonne going down hard, but you might be able to hear that applause through this replay. It sounds like he was able to get back up.
Brandon, you are correct. Got up under his own power with X Games Medical beside him. But Bob, this is the finals. This is for a medal. We're seeing commitment bar none. 100%. Put your feet on the board. Let's go.
That's right. And it's not like that's his first slam here, so he's feeling a consecutive amount of slams right now.
There we see Jagger Eaton, the only athlete in both park and street at X Games Minneapolis this year. Competed in street yesterday, just missed the podium.
See, he is upgrading his already incredible run. And that's the way to go, really. You want to, starting off the street skill, kickflip, and his back just comes off there a little bit.
We haven't seen anybody flip into that yet.
No, he didn't. Jagger's the one to do it.
So Alex Sorgente looking for a three-peat here at the Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park.
Starting off with the feeble to fakey transfer. Really looking good through the semi, so Alex needs to build that first run. And he's a really smart skateboarder too when he comes to competing, and this overall impression really fits his style. No run, just go. Wherever I see something, I'm making it. I can't believe he lands high on that transition. Cab, alley-oop. That transfer from the spine there is no joke.
And we
right
have
here, look
at
this transfer. Usually it takes you all the way down to flat, and he lands on that transition.
And Bob, we have a different park course every single year here at X Games.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the course builders throw at Alex Sorgente. He skates at a gold medal level.
Yes, you don't want to depend on that too much. You want to make it a little easier for these guys. You don't want to get too complex, but at least they can adapt to it.
So here's Tom Shar. As you can see, a live look at the leaderboard early. He's sitting in second place.
He had a good first run, so we should see Tom Shar upgrade. Back Smith over the door gap, just to get some speed for this right here with the Smith on the box. Back around with the front feeble in the door gap. And there's that kickflip varial. He actually throws a varial in there. Smart man keeping the upgrade for the finals. And then a backside nose grab 5. He was grabbing those behind the foot. So Tom Shar, another great run. So there's the, it was just a kickflip Indy at the semifinals, and he just varialed it.
And Bob, that back 5 grabbing nose, I mean, it doesn't look crazy different, but that is a huge, huge step up.
It is, and when you grab behind the foot, it's a little bit more solid. I don't like those nose grab too much just because I can't do them that good.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Hey, Mana Reynolds sitting in fourth just outside of the podium spot right now, and he had a hard slam on his first run.
He did. He needs, I mean, he keeps doing that. He did that at Sammy's too. He left it to the end, so you don't want that much pressure, but it usually could help. There's that front side invert like nothing.
And that eggplant gap, so sick.
Great choice of tricks. Adding that crooked grind on the rainbow rail. Whoa. Oh, God.
He was feeling himself. Another look at this.
My favorite frontside invert in the game right here. Look at that. Goes into an eggplant. It goes back to Neil Blender, Mark Gonzalez.
I could have ordered and finished a Baconator in the amount of time he was above the coping.
Tristan. Now he gets it. That is a huge backside ollie. See how much speed he ended up with? He had to just carve around that corner.
Tristan Rennie sitting in 5th place.
Not for long for the likely this start. Oh, backside Indy air disaster. Love that trick. Into the pivot.
Just the 3rd X Games appearance for Tristan Rennie.
All right, going for that blunt transfer into the front feeble on the rail. Alley, frontside ollie.
Perhaps the most effortless style in this finals field today.
Great stuff by Tristan. Feeling a lot better now.
This is so risky, Bob. Back blunt right at the top.
Back blunt lands right in the transition and goes for the rail. Quick thinking, quick feet by Tristan.
Ivan Federico sitting in 5th place. He also had a bad fall on his previous run.
Great runs. Wow, kickflip backside air disaster. Little smarter approach here on the start. And this is what he had fallen on, and he gets it this time. Oh. Almost didn't have enough speed for that, and still is able to get up there on that frontside nose blunt. That is incredible. I don't know how he did that.
Well, that 50-50 over the rainbow rail, I think that was improv because we saw him do that front nose blunt, but I don't think he had enough speed for it on that one.
No, and after that slam, he needs to get a run in. And when he did that nose blunt, he had a run in his semifinal, so he builds. He's got the strategy of building.
True, true.
Jagger Eden.
Come on, Jagger. There you go.
He gets it here on his 2nd attempt.
Adding to the street scale to the park event. Going for the, we're going to see some serious upgrades by Jagger. Nice switch frontside ollie. Getting that speed, back lip. Nice job. Back nose blunt, gets it this time. Right, first time he goes for it.
Incredible versatility from young Jagger. Last year was the first time
Indy 5.
we saw him in an X Games Park event.
And this every time. That is such a hard trick. Doesn't bail while he grabbed his hat this time, so.
And Jagger should be feeling himself right now after that run.
Front blunt hard enough, and then kickflip perfect. Grabs, turns. Tech monster, Jagger Eaton.
So here's Alex Sorgente, our defending gold medalist.
There's the big old judo body jar.
Oh!
Man. That's unusual, but that's okay. It's still early in the game.
So Tom Shar, still our current leader, had to squeak in on his last run just to get into the final.
Yeah, and he is building, and he's got a couple of runs, full pulls. That's why you see him up top, and then gets the kickflip frontside lean. That was clean, solid, big. Tom Shar. Smith on the box. This is a great run by Tom, and then goes for the nose stall to fakie. Haven't seen much of that.
Popping off that Wendy's box switch, I mean, that's almost suicidal right there.
Right here, look how great this is. Kickflip front lean with a style.
But you love the risk if you're Tom Shar, because you're already in the lead. You've got 7 of the best skateboarders on the planet chasing you right now.
That is it. You have to take advantage of the fact that you're up ahead and keep going.
Here's Hemana Reynolds. By the way, Jagger Eaton was jumped up into the top 3, bumping out Hemana. And Alex Sorgente out of the top 3 after Tristan Rennie's previous run.
Yeah, Hemana here.
Watch this
just
wall
wants
stall.
a run. Oh, nice.
That was so nice.
In practice, in between the break after semis, he tried it 3 times, didn't put it down once.
Oh, well, he did it when it counted, so Hemana. There it is.
Oh!
Oh, that was a great run. Deserved that landing there.
Craig, he was so close to riding away with that. What did it look like from your vantage point?
You can't commit any harder than that. He landed with his feet together at the front of the board, and he still tried to ride out. I mean, Hemana Reynolds, you gotta pat him on the back. That was beast.
Beast mode indeed.
So Tristan Rennie sitting in that silver medal spot under 6 minutes. No.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gotta smile that one off. That's the best approach, because you don't want to get frustrated. You got more runs, and it's only over when it's over. So stay cool, stay collected, Tristan.
So here's Ivan Federico, who's really been playing jazz on this course. I mean, he's just been skating with so much improv and shaking things up. The judges want to see that run-to-run.
Kickflip backside air. Such an awkward choice of trick for the spine. Really tough. It holds that backside tail slide in there.
I don't know how he rode away from that.
Oh, gets it clean now without the hang-up, tail slide. Oh, the kickflip body jar. Adding some technical activities to his run. And the nose blunt slide. Ivan Federico on a tear. And the tail in there. What an incredible run.
That fine line between control and chaos. I don't know if anybody skates better than Ivan Federico when it comes to that.
Under pressure, too. With a slam.
So we'll see if that shakes up the top 3.
That takes him to the top.
It does. Into first place, Ivan Federico. So here's Jagger Eaton, who just got bumped out of the top 3.
And that's only because he only had 1 run in. This run should, if he cleans this one, should get him in there with the dancing half cab front blunt.
And you're already seeing him skating with that confidence.
The kickflip off the big quarter. Jagger's doing it here. He has to hold on. Backside ollie. Needs this Indy 5. Great job, Jagger. And goes for the front blunt kickflip like it's no problem. That right there should do wonders to a score.
Jagger Eaton is just stacking runs here in the final, and you can see the confidence building.
Straightening out that leg for the style points on the Indy 5. And this Indy 5 does wonders to his scores because he's got a lot of tech, and having a 540 in there does great.
Jagger Eaton jumps up into the top 3. Alex Sorgente, as we reach the closing in on the 3-minute mark, needs a big run here to get onto the podium.
He does, and this is a tough comp right here. He chooses to do the backside ollie to get a solid foundation in. He hasn't gotten yet in the finals.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Wow. Straight wall ride. Oh, man.
Wall ride, that looked like ceiling. Craig, how high did he go?
He almost joined the audience. He almost joined the photographers above the wall.
He actually lands on it, it rides up.
What you have to notice is no grab. Heimana Reynolds grabbed his board and pushed off with his foot. Sorgente, ollies back in. Are you kidding me,
I just saw him ride up a
the wall.
vertical wall. Did I just see that?
Alex Sorgente. A for effort.
So we'll see what that does to his score. Here's Tom Shar sitting in second place.
Tom Shar has the competitive strategy here of getting them clean runs in.
2-minute warning here in the final.
Oh yeah, he knows. He's in second, but he wants to go up one.
Again, Shar broke his right tibia in 3 places back in May. It is simply astonishing that he's out here today.
The tough part about this is that broken bone, the park course, you have to run out of stuff, and that puts a lot of pressure on your leg. So Tom Shar.
So here's Heimana Reynolds.
Heimana really wants it. He came a long way to make it to X Games Park.
You saw the frustration on his previous run, how he wasn't able to close it out.
Kickflip in. Nice. Back lip.
Last 10 seconds.
Tricks. Just packing them in there. Ugh. What?
Oh no!
Seems like he was a little off on the hip there.
And you can see the disappointment on Heimana, who was putting one together, Bob.
Yeah, landed that kickflip Indy.
And there you see on the leaderboard, by the way, Alex Sorgente now in that bronze medal spot. He'll get one final run, though. Here's Tristan Rennie.
Bonking the nose grind on the big box there. Nose grab 540. Tristan, oh man, that pretty much does that.
So the clock will expire, but the remaining skaters in the heat will get one final run. Here's Ivan Federico, our current leader.
Sitting in a great spot there. Oh, that almost went in.
Somehow able to ride away.
That's the mindset of your run. Do not fall.
Oh, and Ivan Federico cannot finish that last run. And there's 2 guys behind him. You see him standing right there, and they are sitting in second and third, respectively. Here's Jagger Eaton.
Jagger has a taste for the top spot. Backside ollie 360 over the door gap. Haven't seen that. Switch frontside ollie in the deep. And the dance and half cab front blunt. Blunt kickflip.
Yes.
Oh, the front side on the big.
Oh!
I mean, he is not holding back. Jagger Eaton.
So Jagger unable to close that last run, and it all comes down to this. Our defending gold medalist trying to make it 3 in a row. He's sitting in the bronze medal spot. This is the final drop-in in the contest.
Come on, Alex. Frontside blunt, a little quarter on the deck. Going for that again.
2 for 2 on that.
He knows he needs it.
Oh!
He
Alex Argente!
He held back on the rainbow.
And he's unable to finish what was looking like a miracle run, which may ensure Ivan Federico his first ever X Games medal.
This is it. The Italian.
We'll wait to see the official standings drop. And yes, Ivan Federico wins gold.
It's his first gold medal right there. He has just been working hard for a long time for this moment right here.
In his second X Games appearance ever, he wins gold.
Ivan, you were in Boise. You were in the semifinals. You're in the finals, and you skated unbelievably. Talk to me about the journey from Boise to this gold medal.
I don't know. I try to make my best. Like, everyone are so skating good, and I love this course. It's pretty fun, like a lot of fun to skate, and I try to make my best. I'm like so stoked to be first. I can't believe that. Like, it's a dream.
You fell on that Wendy spine a couple times. Did you ever start to question yourself or your strategy?
No, I was like supposed to make that one in the first run, but after I started to fall, and I was like, oh damn, I don't want to miss all the run. So I put my headphones and I listen to music and I make my run. So,
what song did you play?
I don't remember, maybe like Trippy Red. Yeah.
You heard it here first, Trippy Red. Ivan, congratulations, my man. Back to you guys in the booth. Thanks, boys.
Oh, what a performance from everyone in this field, Bob, but Ivan Federico winning gold.
He did it, man. He did it, and this is a dream for everyone. Takes it to Italy.
Well, that's it from Wendy's Men's Skateboard Park, though. Ivan Federico winning gold. But we're just getting started here at US Bank Stadium. Leticia Buffoni and the women of the Pacifico Women's Skateboard Street Final coming up next when we return from our fourth and final day here at X Games Minneapolis.